Welcome to the show, everybody. Joseph Robert Camo, the fantasy football counselor, online here with Tanner Pfeiffer. Tanner, what is going on, man?
Good morning, Joe. Thanks for having me on again today.
Excited to have you on. And if you guys aren't following Tanner, I'll put a link here below. Follow his Instagram and then follow the trail to his YouTube channel. He does a lot of breaking news, a lot of NFL insight to get you guys up to date with all the breaking news. How's your Instagram page going? It's going good, isn't it?
It is going good. So thank you so much for shouting that out. The rebrand kind of declined for a little while, putting my Pfeiffer football in there. But, guys, it is back on the rise again. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, make sure you guys follow. Now, today, guys, we are talking about winners or losers. We're going to go through every single matchup. It's going to be fun. It's going to be detailed. I'm going to rip into a lot of players. We're going to dive into the point spreads. We're going to dive in who we think is going to win. Tanner's going to weigh in. I'm going to weigh in. We're talking matchups. Super excited to talk about NFL Week 3. Full preview, full everything you need, guys, right here, okay? But before we get into that, guys, the show is brought to you by DraftKings.com, okay? Guys, download the app. Everybody's got a phone. I've got a phone. You've got a phone. Tanner's got a phone. Tanner, you've got a cell. Tell me you've got a cell phone.
I've got a cell phone right here.
Everyone's got one. So download the app, DraftKings right now. Use promo code FFLion. Enhance that game watching experience. Go draft every single week. I draft every single week. Tanner drafts. Everybody's drafting every single week, guys. You just pick a team under the cap and see how it stacks up against the competition. And check this out. If you use the promo code FFLion, you have a shot at $1 million worth of prizes if you are a new user. Understand, guys, there's a $5 minimum deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Go download the app right now. Use promo code FFLion. All right, Tanner, one more quick thing here. I got to mention this here. Very, very important. Manscaped.com. Use promo code ShowerLion. A lot of people are picking these up. They're DMing me, telling me about their shaving stories and how much their wife and girlfriend likes them a lot more. Manscaped.com. Promo code ShowerLion. Save yourselves on some amazing stuff. And get the underwear, guys. I like the underwear package, and your wife is going to love them. Your balls will thank you. It'll be a better experience. Manscaped.com. Promo code ShowerLion. All right, let's go, Tanner. Let's start off with Thursday Night Football. Now, if you're listening to this show on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday morning, just fast forward past these 2 minutes here with the Thursday preview, because again, we do this on Thursday morning. So, this show is past. A lot of people check in, Friday morning or Saturday for the show. So let's talk about Thursday Night Football. And Tanner, are you excited about this one? I'm not really. I really am not. Texans versus Panthers. Texans at home. What do you think?
I expect it to be kind of a low-scoring game. I mean, to me, like, I'm just not over the moon about this one. It's not an exciting matchup, not exciting quarterbacks. You know what I mean? I mean, you get rookie Davis Mills starting for the Texans, so good for him. Honestly, this is gonna be a big primetime game for him. First start of his career, and it's a primetime game. Yeah. But I don't know. He's gonna have a challenge against this Panthers defense, but I'm just not too excited about this.
Well, looking at the breakdown of this, we've got Texans at home. They're an 8.5-point underdog. I know the Panthers are playing well, but they had relatively easy matchups. They not the first couple weeks. Like, it wasn't like, revolutionary. It wasn't like, they beat, the Chiefs or anything like that. So, 2-0 versus 1-1. David Mills, obviously the weak point here. It is a 43-point over-under. We don't know what to expect from David Mills. I think he came in a little bit in that last game. Did he not? I got to pull up the stats here. I don't think he had a good game last game.
He did. So I think he's 8 for 18, 102 yards, a touchdown, and a pick.
Oh, yeah. As long as he keeps the picks down, it's going to be interesting to see.
I really liked watching Davis Mills in the preseason. But as a rookie, he's going to make the rookie mistakes, especially now that he's going against like first team defenses. But I really liked what I saw from him this preseason. So I think if he gets a couple games under his belt, he's going to adjust pretty well.
All right. So again, 8.5-point dog. I think the Texans cover this one. They are at home. David Mills has to make a statement. His career's on the line. He's got to make a stand. He's waited his whole life for this. So I think it's going to be closer than people think. I think Carolina walks away with the win. Who wins this game?
I have the Panthers winning it at the moment just because they've looked a little sharper. And Sam Darnold hasn't looked bad at all.
No.
So, but I do expect it to be a tighter game than 8 under. I mean,
and that's the thing, right? They beat the Jets week 1. I mean, it wasn't an amazing feat. Like I said, he beat his old team, stuff like that. Like, it's not like he had 2 easy matchups. So it's like, I'm not really sold on him coming out here and destroying Houston. But again, we don't know any given Thursday in this case, right?
Right. Yeah.
All right, let's move on here. So we're moving on to Sunday, 1:00 games. We're going to start off with the first game here. The Giants at home against Atlanta. Atlanta 0-2 versus the Giants 0-2. We look at the over-under here. 47.5 points is the over-under according to Vegas.
Game.
Giants 3-point favorite, actually, believe it or not. Matt Ryan, again, has not been looking good. That offense has been looking terrible. Saquon Barkley's got a great matchup. He should be able to run over Atlanta if they give him the ball. Who do you think wins this one? And again, is Saquon finally, this is the big question. I think that breakout run last week is kind of like, I'm out of my cage. And with Daniel Jones running so much, I'm wondering if Saquon's going to get the ball, but I think they were just limiting him. I think they're just letting Daniel, you run the ball until Saquon feels comfortable. I think he's going to get the rock a lot more this game, particularly.
I'm not sure. I don't trust that offense. I don't trust the Giants offense. And I didn't trust really necessarily the Texans offense. I don't trust the Jets. There's a few teams where I'm just iffy on, especially like Washington, another example.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, you're going against Matt Ryan. He knows how to sling the ball. He's always up there in pass attempts. He's got better weapons.
Yeah.
I think honestly, the Giants might jump out to a lead in this one.
Right.
But I think, the Falcons are going to keep it tight, and they might I'm going to take the Falcons overall in this one, get their first win of the season. Giants, I just see Daniel Jones turnover prone. The offensive line took another hit. So
yeah, this is a tough one to call. This really is. I mean, when you have a 3-point spread, Giants at home, I think that's the only reason they're a 3-point favorite. I think the Giants could take. I don't trust Atlanta. I mean,
I don't either, but I don't trust the Giants. So.
That's what I mean. It's such a hard one to call.
It's a bad game. It's going to be so bad. They're like awful teams.
Now, I've got Kyle Pitts in my league. So as long as Kyle Pitts and Saquon Barkley put up points, I really don't care who wins. Again, this is literally a coin flip. I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with the Giants here. But again, Atlanta could come out and be like, boom, we're back. They're crazy.
Yeah, no, I have Pitts. And I have Calvin Ridley as well. Ridley finally stepped up last game in like the fourth quarter or something. There for a while, I wasn't getting many points from him, and then he finished all right. Kyle Pitts finished okay, but I had him on the bench. I actually started TJ Hawkinson.
Nice. Hawkinson's been great. I told you about him. Got him in the third round in a lot of leagues. So here's the thing again, let's wrap this one up here. It's a coin toss game, but this is what makes fantasy so much fun. It's like, I won't even be watching this game, but the only reason I would consider it is because of Saquon. I'll probably be watching it just because of Saquon Barkley, because I got fantasy investment here.
If Saquon does not like literally break out this week, I don't know if what they're gonna do the rest of the season.
Yeah,
I mean, this is his offense. This is really his offense.
You got to run him. All right. And then he was out for every snap last game, so I'm imagining he's going to get the work. All right, so moving on here. This is a good one here. Jameis Winston versus Mac Jones at home. Patriots 3-point favorite. 42 points is the over-under. Looking at this matchup, both teams 1-1. Jameis Winston comes out slinging and on fire with 5 touchdowns. Then he comes back game 2. I think he had like 2 interceptions. Did not look good.
Yeah.
Came back to his old self. And that's what I'm telling you. People just buy the recency bias. They go 1 week. They pick him up off waiver wire, start him the next week for fantasy. It's like, oh my God, this is what I got. So this is a game that it's going to be interesting to watch. Again, I mean, with the experience of the Patriots in regards to coaching, I mean, they both got experienced coaches here, but I mean, it's, again, another close one. The home team obviously getting a 3-point favorite here. Again, this one's hard to call. It depends on which Winston we're getting, right? This is going to be tricky.
I'm pretty sure Kamara only had like 5 yards rushing last week or something crazy like that.
Yeah, he didn't do well at all.
Like if you don't rush him and if Winston – I like this Patriots defense. They're always a competitive defense, always. They're always like a top 15, 20. So they looked good last week. I mean, 4 interceptions against, of course, a rookie, but I don't know. I'm taking the Patriots. I like Mac Jones. I like what I'm seeing from him. Just not trusting the New Orleans Saints after that last week performance.
No, not at all. Very hard to trust. I think you get more consistency, a little more safe with the Patriots here. All right, moving on here. Let's talk about the Lions. 1:00 game. We got the Ravens 8-point favorite after an amazing performance versus the Chiefs. I mean, let's talk about this. Jared Goff 0-2. And it looks like he's going to his guy. He's going to Hawkinson. It looks like that Cephas guy is his number one guy. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Quintus Cephas, whatever his name is. They're an 8-point dog here. 50 points is the over-under. understandably so, because Lamar Jackson, I mean, he's putting up those points. 1-1 Lamar Jackson. He looks good. And again, you got to give Lamar credit simply for the fact that he's got no weapons. He's got Hollywood Brown. I mean, those running backs are a disaster. They've been dismantled, right? They've got Devontae Freeman. They've got Le'Veon Bell on the practice squad. They haven't really been integrated, but it's all Lamar. I mean, when he runs, he glides. He's just been looking phenomenal. I think 8 points is fair here. They're on the road. I'm taking Baltimore to win this. I don't know if it's going to be 8 points or more. I'm going to say, you can't count Goff out and some of the weapons that he's got, but again, it's going to be an interesting one. I think Lamar takes this one.
I like what I've been seeing from Jared Goff so far this season. I think he's overperformed considering like what some people thought he was going to do. And he is going to his guys, he's making sure he's looking pretty good to me. But you got to look at his statistics. I'm pretty sure without Coach Sean McVay, Jared Goff is 0-9 in his career. So you got to take that into account. And maybe that's just like a trend. But obviously it's the Ravens. They just beat basically the number one team in the NFL and the Kansas City Chiefs. If Lamar can just not throw interceptions this game, I think it's easily theirs.
Yeah.
They won't be able to stop that run game. The Ravens are always a run first offense. And now with Lamar, I mean, he can literally just shift past anybody.
Yeah, Detroit's got to come in and make a statement after the loss last week. So I think they're going to keep it close. I'm going to say Detroit covers the spread, but Baltimore wins this one. All right, moving on here. Jacksonville, 0-2. This is a time where, you've got the former first overall pick in Kyler Murray, who's 2-0, finally gotten into a groove. And then you've got the first overall pick for this year. And they are a 7-point dog. And this is a game that could either Trevor Lawrence comes out and says, hey, I've had enough. I'm coming out. This is it. Or it could be a big blowout here. And again, they are at home. That kind of gives Trevor an advantage. It's going to be high scoring. 51.5 is the over under. I definitely see it being in and around there combined points. I don't know when Trevor Lawrence is coming out, man, but I think this could be the week.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not like, I get how much people love Kyler Murray, and he's looked pretty sharp. Not gonna lie, he has. But like 7 touchdowns, he's already got 3 picks on the year. In most cases, that's kind of a lot.
He's wild. He's wild.
Yeah, he's always wild.
He scrambles a lot. I don't like Kyler Murray as a player.
He's twitchy. He's a very twitchy quarterback. I feel like he's almost trigger happy. Lawrence is more of a pocket passer. He's got the legs. He can move, but he's a rookie. He's attempted 84 passes already on the season, 4 touchdowns, 5 picks.
Yep.
Trevor Lawrence isn't going to hold back. That's the thing, is like he's got to improve, and he knows that, and he knows that this fan base has to see from him. So like he's in a position to where he knows he has to win. He's got to bring this team to a winning franchise. But I mean, the Cardinals did look really good. Their offense looked sharp overall. I'm still taking the Cardinals in this.
Yeah, he's got the receivers. Rondo Moore stepped up.
He looked good.
DeAndre Hopkins, he's pretty much set there. He's got the weapons. But again, you could say Lawrence has some weapons with Chark and Jones, who's a veteran there. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. Again, I want to see when Trevor Lawrence comes out. Maybe it's this week. But again, I'm going to say I think Jacksonville keeps this close. I think it's going to be Arizona win, but Jacksonville covers the spread. That's my prediction. What about you?
Arizona wins. It's only a 7.5.
7.
Spread.
I got 7 here on my sheet.
Okay.
Yeah,
so 7-point spread. I can easily see it being over a touchdown game. I'll say they won't cover the spread.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough. So what do you mean? So Jacksonville won't cover and Arizona wins by more than 7.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Let's move on here. We got the Cleveland Browns at home. Landry is going to go on IR. He's banged up. Do you know what injury happened to Landry? How banged up is he?
Oh gosh. I think it was let me go look.
Either way, he's out. What's
Yeah.
that? Yeah, he's
MCL.
messed up. Yeah, that was his knee. So here we go. We got at home Cleveland. Okay, they're 1-1 versus the Bears. Right, they're 7-point underdog, and they're on the road now. Finally, Justin Fields gets a start. He started last week, or he didn't start. He came into the game last week with Dalton being out, and again, he didn't plan for that game script. He wasn't ready. Now he's ready. He's playing for the game script. He's getting the nod. He's starting. And it took an injury to Dalton to get him going, which is stupid. Finally, he gets to go. And again, Baker Mayfield was banged up. I think his shoulder popped out, went back in. I think he's trucking through.
Yeah, he did.
Odell, I think might be a go. Landry going to be out. I mean, it's going to be an interesting matchup here. 7-point favorite are the Browns. I think this could go either way, but again, a lot of this is predicated. There's so much uncertainty in these matchups because of the youth of the quarterback. When we go back to the matchup we just talked about with Lawrence, we don't know if it's Lawrence's coming out party. We don't know exactly what Mac Jones is going to do. We don't know what Fields is going to do this game. So if you want to bank on the upside of Fields, you take Chicago to win and say they're going to cover for sure. If you think that he could bust, you could say this could be a blowout from the Browns. Who knows?
It's hard to tell, because he's
Very
a rookie. You got to take into account the injuries on the Browns right now. But that pass rush for the Bears has looked pretty good this year. That defense is looking good. I honestly thought the Chicago defense was going to take a step down, but I don't think they really have. They've played well and kept them in the games. So I expect the defense of the Bears to keep them in this game, keep it tight, and then hopefully Fields can come out slinging. I want him to take that job and run with it.
I say Fields and the Bears cover the 7 points. It's going to be closer than people think. That's my prediction.
Yeah, they got to stop that running game for the Browns.
Very, very possible. All right, so let's move on here. Now we've got another question mark. Again, Taylor Heineke, 1-1 Washington football team versus the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills at home 1-1. 7.5-point favorite are the Buffalo Bills. 45.5 is the over-under in regards to combined points. Now, when you look at this matchup, Taylor Heineke has some accolades in college. He's not a complete, bottom feeder. And he's coming in, and his cards, if you're in the sports card market, guys, I'm in the sports card market. I'm telling you, his cards are. I think he's been in the league since 2015. I think. I think if I'm not wrong.
Well, I know he's like pushing 30 years old. He's like 28, 29, something like that. So
yeah, he's not young. He's a good backup from what I hear. Mm-hmm. And again, he's getting the nod here. Again, we don't know. Him and McLaurin could be connecting. McKissick came in, a thorn in the side of Gibson. And then you've got the Bills, Diggs and Josh Allen. Are they going to be connecting a bit more? I'd like to see more points out of Diggs. I don't know, man. I think the Buffalo Bills keeps Washington defense in check, but Washington doesn't have a terrible defense as well. It's going to be a good matchup. I think it's going to be where it should be, 45 points over under. These guys know what they're doing in Vegas with these odds. I don't think it's going to be high scoring, but I think it's going to be a close matchup, though.
I kind of expect the Bills to it might be close at first, but I think they're going to really run away with this one. The Washington defense, the pass rush has not really performed to their expectation on the season so far.
Yeah.
And the Bills defense has looked pretty good. So I'm taking the Bills all the way here. I don't see the spread as I mean, it's going to happen, I think. I like Heineke, though.
When I look at the matchups based on strength of schedule, they've got, for a quarterback, Josh Allen's got the 12th easiest matchup. So he's kind of mid-range in regards to matchups. The receivers are like 9th easiest. So the secondary of Washington not going to be as strong. I think Diggs gets a lot of open opportunities to catch the ball. It's going to be another interesting one. But again, it's only week 3. I'm still feeling these teams out. So when you go to bet on these guys, it's like, you don't really know at this point. It's very difficult. I think Buffalo obviously wins this, but it could be closer than people think.
Yeah, it just depends on how Josh Allen performs. If he just gets on track and plays anything like he did last year, he's going to be in good shape. The defense to me looks better so far than it has last year. I don't know. I think the Bills are going to run away with it, though.
All right, next matchup here, still in the 1:00 games, divisional game, AFC North versus AFC North. Obviously, home team, only a 3-point favorite because they've been playing kind of weird. The Steelers, 44 points, the over-under. I think it's going to definitely go over. And you got Burrow, the 3-point underdog, coming in on the road to play the Steelers. And again, Najee Harris coming out party last week, touchdown, saved my fantasy week. And again, Mixon had a bad week last week, had a good week for week 1. I think the Steelers take this one. Deontay Johnson banged up at the end of the game last week. I guess he avoided serious injury. How do you think this one plays out?
I like the Bengals in this. I'm going to take them to win this. I really like their offense.
I'm surprised. Steelers, don't sleep, man.
I really like the Bengals offense. Yeah, they did not really perform well last week, but I think they're going to bounce back and they're going to look good. The Steelers, Big Ben doesn't look good. They're going to have to rely on Najee probably. I don't know. I'm going to take the Bengals. I like this one.
No, I'm really surprised you're going Bengals here. I mean, I would not sleep on those Steelers.
Right now I'm sleeping on the Steelers.
Okay, fair enough. I think this is their coming out party. They got to get going. All right, so let's move on here. Colts, is Carson Wentz playing? I mean, that's the big question. 0-2 Colts, they need him to play. This is it. It's a divisional game.
Dude, he's got like 2 broken ankles right now. He's just
Uh,
never healthy. I mean, it doesn't matter what they do. If he's in the game or not, come on. Oh, I can't stand Wentz, man.
but I know he's rough. I mean, you just can't get. And just the way, like, if you saw that play, he was getting, rushed, and then they kind of fell on his ankle twisted back. He doesn't know how to fall. He doesn't know how to be elusive. I don't know what it is with Wentz.
I just think he's a klutz.
I
really do.
I don't get it, man. I don't get what the deal is with that guy. And when he got that big payday in Philadelphia, I ripped into him. People thought I was crazy. I'm like, this is
They're like, oh, he was going to win MVP in 16 or whenever it was. And I was like, that's a fluke. He's not a great quarterback.
And he's got a good O-line now. He's got protection now. Like, what's going on? Like, you just got to get rid of that ball.
You got Quentin Nelson. That literally, him and Quentin Nelson both came back from a broken foot in 5 weeks to play. And now he's got 2 sprained ankles. And who's their backups right now? They got Eason and Texas quarterback.
I can't pronounce his name now. I know who it is. He actually lost his brother.
Ellinger, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he lost his brother recently, a young brother too.
Oh, man.
That's what I heard. That. Yeah, Ellinger guy. So very unfortunate. But when I look at this matchup, I'm looking at Tennessee 5.5 point favorite here. And again, Derrick Henry ran wild. Can the Colts neutralize that?
It's all about Derrick Henry. If they can really just get Henry going, they're going to expect Derrick Henry to get the ball. And that's what opens up the passing game.
Right.
So it's all about Derrick Henry. He is literally the key of that offense. I'm pretty sure there's like stats about it. If Derrick Henry rushes for less than 100 yards, the Titans are like, they have like just a few wins, they're like 2-20. Yeah. So like, it's all about Derrick Henry.
I think you said that last time. Someone was like, "Oh, thanks, Captain Obvious." But I mean, that's just the fact. I mean, he just stated like they got to rush over. He rushed over 100 yards. This team wins.
The first half last week, he did nothing. He literally had like, I don't know. It was just awful. He had like 15 rushes for like 30 yards. And then like he came out and he ended up with like 38 total rushes. I mean, no running back in the league gets that amount of volume. It's all about Derrick Henry.
Yeah, it is there. I mean, Julio Jones. I mean, we got to look at what happened with Matt Ryan last year. And I kept telling you, he was 18th in pass attempts. He doesn't throw for a whole ton. So everybody was on this A.J. Brown top 7 train. I'm not sold on A.J. Brown finishing top 7 amongst wide receivers in fantasy. And Julio Jones has just not been able to get into the groove with him as much as people expected. So again, when you look at this match, I think Tennessee runs away with this unless something amazing happens with Carson Wentz and Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor gets going fully. Tennessee should win this game. That's what I'm going with here.
I'm not high on either team, but yeah, Tennessee I think is going to take it. Colts are going to start 0-3 and then realize that they made a mistake trading for Wentz.
Let's go. Now, this is the matchup I will be watching at 1:00. Let's move on here. 55 points is the over-under. Easily could be over that. The Chiefs 6.5 point favorite at home against the Chargers. Pat Mahomes, who I think is better than Justin Herbert, could potentially be better as a quarterback if he just gets going. I know people are like, you're crazy, you're nuts. I'm all in on Herbert being the best quarterback in the league. I'm really a believer in Herbert. He had 2 touchdowns last week that got negated because his offensive line shifted the wrong way or stepped. It was just, I don't even know what the penalties were at this point because I was so pissed off, but he's really good. This is going to be a telling tale. I can't wait to see this matchup. It's a divisional matchup, and the Chargers, if they want to go deep into the playoffs, if they want to win this division, they have to make a statement this game. This is it, Herbert. This is where you make a statement. And I'm telling you, man, it's going to be exciting. I think the Chargers actually win this game, even though the Chiefs are playing angry and they got to come back. Either way, they're going to cover the spread, possibly win this game. I'm all in on the Chargers. What do you think?
I really like the Chargers. The last like decade, literally they deal with so many injuries every year. But the Chiefs are going to come back after a loss from Lamar Jackson. So I expect Patrick Mahomes to ball out, but I really like the Chargers secondary way more than I like the Chiefs secondary. Tyrann Mathieu is really the only guy they have.
Yeah.
I expect Herbert to have a great week. because this Chiefs defense to me is not
Matchup is
intimidating.
good.
Yeah, the matchup is very good for Herbert, and I expect it to be a very close game and a high-scoring game. So
Yeah.
I have the Chiefs still taking it, but I really like the Chargers in this matchup.
Definitely. I think it's going to be the matchup to watch. I wish this was Sunday Night Football. Because I love the 1:00 game. I'm so busy looking at fantasy and my players.
Yeah.
I want to
I wish
focus on this
it
game.
was Thursday Night Football. Like tonight's game, it's not exciting.
No, I'm not. I don't care about tonight's game. All right, let's move on. 4:00 game. We got the Broncos at home, 11-point favorite over the Jets. Oh man, Zach Wilson. I mean, such talent.
Poor kid.
It's like the Jets curse, man. And again, you see Darnold playing like crap on the Jets. He ends up on the Panthers, does a little bit better, right? So it's about the coaching, it's about the offense, it's about everything. It's about the franchise. 41 points is the over/under. It's a little low. Broncos run away with this one, but 11 points. I don't know. I don't. Maybe Sutton goes off with Bridgewater, 2 touchdowns. Very possible, actually.
I really like Bridgewater. I really do. The Broncos defense is just scary. That secondary is awesome. They're gonna win it for sure. Zach Wilson, I'm not high on him, but that poor kid, he got thrown in there. I'm pretty sure he's been hit more than any other quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah.
So like they're not gonna hold back with Wilson, I don't believe. He's got 70 pass attempts so far. I don't know. I don't expect it to be really necessarily a close game. But I really hope I see Zach Wilson improve, just like for the sake of a young kid, trying to start his career.
Yeah, I mean, you get thrown on the Jets. It's tough feat to overcome. But yeah, I mean, Bridgewater is efficient here. They win the game. They've got the run game. They've got the wide receiver weapons. You got the efficiency. Easy win here. Bridgewater, 11 points.
Yep.
Coin toss. That's why it makes the spreads makes it difficult, right? I say they could win by 14. This could be a blowout game. But yeah, that's it.
It's a big spread though.
Unless Zach Wilson comes out, man, again, it's like we don't know. It could be a coming out party for either him or Trevor Lawrence this week. Who knows? That's what makes it so exciting and the uncertainty, right? If we knew all the results to all the games, right, it would just be like you're kind of boring to watch. And that's what makes it so exciting. So much young talent with Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson. You want to, and then you got Taylor Heineke coming out this week. It's like you want to watch these games. You want to see the upside. You want to see the excitement. That's what makes it so much fun. So. All right, moving on here. Raiders. This is going to be a very, very interesting one here because you've got Derek Carr, who after only 2 games, everyone's saying it's an MVP season against the Dolphins. 4-point favorite are the Raiders here. Jacoby Brissett starting here. Tua banged up. Do you know what happened with Tua? I think you reported that.
Fractured ribs.
Okay.
So like they thought it was just bruised ribs or like rib cartilage or cartilage in between the ribs or something. Because I think behind Zach Wilson, the Miami Dolphins offense is like either the worst or the second worst in the league. And Tua has just been getting hit like crazy. And they did further testing, and it turns out he has fractured ribs. So I believe, he's probably going to be out. Yeah, it's going to be out a few weeks, in my opinion. If they try to rush him back, he's just going to play worse than he has.
It's painful, especially if you get hit, because I've had those ribs broken or fractured anyway. And if you get even touched there, if someone just puts your hand on it, it's like someone stabbing you. It's extremely.
I can't imagine that.
And it takes a while, and you can't heal them. Like they used to back in the old days, used to wrap up the ribs.
Yeah,
and that really doesn't do anything. You just got with ribs, you just got to let them heal. You got to leave it, and that could linger for like a month or more. Like you don't know.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like I said, with Tua, who doesn't perform the best. Like if they rush him back, he's just gonna play worse. So, I have the Raiders taking this. I do like Jacoby Brissett, but like he's got a lot of starting experience under his belt. He's got the legs. He can move. I just don't see it necessarily being a close game. But I'm not high on Derek Carr. Like I'm expecting the Raiders to win, but I don't think they're a 3-0 team.
I'm not buying the hype yet.
No,
I mean he looks good, looks efficient, but 2 games. Okay, so we'll see. The Raiders looking good. We'll see if it continues. I'm gonna take. Oh man, I hate to say it, I think the Raiders win this game.
They will,
and by more than 4. I hate to say it, but I think that's what it'll be. And the train continues with Derek Carr for another week or 2, and then we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, moving on here. Another good one here. 0-2. I'm surprised. Literally, the Vikings are 0-2. They've got the weapons against Seattle, who's a 1.5-point favorite. So they're not a huge favorite here.
This is going to be a good game.
Yeah, I mean, Cook banged up. I mean, here's the thing with Cook, Dalvin Cook, if you guys, I mean, he came off the game like 3 times last week. His ankle injury, and like, he's questionable. Is he? I think I heard full throttle. He's going.
God, I don't. Either way, he's gonna every single game. It seems like he's going to the tent. And he literally came out of the game last week, I think 3 times.
Yeah.
And I had him last year on my team, and I was literally like in a panic mode every single week because I was watching the Vikings play, and I'm like, I'm paying attention to Dalvin Cook. It's like me watching him was gonna keep him from being injured, But like, I don't have him on my team this year, so I'm kind of taking a sigh of relief there. But I do like Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins deserves better. He's 33 years old, 5 touchdowns on the year, 81 pass attempts. I like his weapons, and I expect them to keep it tight again.
I think it's going to be a tight game. Obviously, that's why it's 1.5 point spread. Yeah. I think this could go either way. Obviously, Vikings need a win here. They're going to be the desperate team. If Cook stays healthy, Vikings win. If Cook gets hurt, I don't know, man. Maybe Madison steps in, does something, but I mean, they've got the weapons. It's
I really like the Vikings, even though I'm an NFC North fan. I'm a Packers fan. But the Vikings do look good, and they just got to be like more shut down on the defense, really.
All right, so I'm going to go Vikings to win this one, and probably by a field goal, if anything.
I'll take the Seahawks. They usually find a way to win something. They'll probably win by a field goal because that's just the way the trend goes for the Vikings.
All right, we got a good one here. Stafford versus Brady, the 2 veterans going at it. This is the 4:25 game Eastern time. We've got a close one here. So the Buccaneers are 1.5 point favorite. AB out. Yeah. AB out on IR. We won't explain why. You can look it up. I don't want to say it on here because of algorithm reasons. But yeah, AB is out. He's sick. He's got a cold, and he's fully jabbed, which is crazy. The whole team has got the jab, and they're getting it. So apparently something's going on there. I won't get into that discussion here on the show, but we've got the home team. The Rams are an underdog by 1.5 points, and 55 points is the over/under. High scoring affair. And yeah. Henderson playing? He's questionable, is he not? I think he's questionable.
I haven't heard if he's playing or not.
I got him listed as questionable, and if that's the case, Sony Michel. I think either way, Sony Michel gets more work this game. I'm going to take him in DFS.
Yeah, I like Michel.
But it is a tough matchup versus the run, though. Like Bucs have a really good rush defense. So.
Yes, they do. I mean, it's Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Their defense is good. Not like the Rams really run it a whole lot. They're a pass-heavy offense.
I don't know,
man. It's gonna be a tight game, but I have the Buccaneers winning this because the Rams kind of slowed down last week.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'd rather have this. I'd rather have this be the Sunday Night Football game, but I mean, your Packers are the Sunday Night Football game, but we'll talk about that in a second. I think the Rams keep it close, but Buccaneers win this one by a field goal.
Agreed. It'll be a tight game.
All right, moving on. Your team, the Packers, are on the road now against the 49ers. What justifies the 49ers being a 3.5 point favorite here? I mean, is it just the defense? Like, I don't see them being a favorite. I mean, after what Rodgers did last game, are they saying that Rodgers is going to fall asleep again?
No, they're just saying our defense sucks.
It does. It's like Swiss cheese. Fair enough.
It's so bad. And remember what the 49ers did to us in the 2019 NFC Championship. Ran for like over 200 yards, something crazy like that. To me, it almost doesn't matter who the 49ers stick back there at running back. They always seem to do well.
Yeah.
But you can never trust their backfield. Like, they just get hurt. Everybody on that team is hurt. I don't know. That's the only reason they're favorites. That their defense is pretty solid for the most part. It's just frustrating because I know that they're gonna make Garoppolo look like 10 times better than he is. And he's not.
So I'm going to go Packers to keep it close. But again, Aaron Rodgers, he's kind of hit or miss each week, and it's like they're on the road against a better defense. I don't know. I'm kind of seeing why they're 3.5-point favorite 49ers, but again, such a big game for the Packers last week.
It is, and it's a big week it's a big game for them this week. If they can beat the 49ers, they're considered a top threat basically right now, just with a mediocre quarterback. So like, I expect the Packers offense to be more hot cold, drive by drive, instead of like 4 touchdowns, 4 trips in the red zone. I expect them to be a little more a couple more 3 and outs because of that tougher defense.
Yeah.
But I think Aaron Rodgers is still going to be consistent this week and have, he's not going to have a week 1 performance. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go, man, I'm going to still go Packers to win this somehow. Who knows?
Yeah. I have the Packers biased decision.
All right. Final matchup here, Monday Night Football. I'm excited because I got Jalen Hurts cards. He lost last week to the 49ers. He had a couple deep balls. He looked good. Like Jalen Hurts looked good. He had a couple deep balls. But he just couldn't get it done. Like he couldn't win the game. So divisional game, both 1-1. This is going to be entertaining. I don't care any way you look at it, but the receiving core of the Cowboys, they're a 4-point favorite, by the way, here at home. The receiving core is banged up with Gallup, Cooper. Everyone's banged up.
Yeah. Surprise. Dak is coming off not such a hot week too. I don't know. And to me right now, it all comes down to that running play. Are they going to run Pollard, Elliott?
That's frustrating. That's frustrating. If you are a Zeke fan, Pollard is now integrated fully.
I've always liked Pollard. I always thought he's extremely talented, from his rookie year. I was like, this guy is something else. And now they're finally starting to use him, which I agree with. But from a fantasy standpoint, that's extremely frustrating.
Very frustrating.
I really like Pollard a lot. And so they're going to have to rely with that receiving core banged up a little bit. They're going to have to rely on the running game, and it's up to the Eagles to stop that. If they can stop the running game, I don't know.
This is obviously all the matchups are tough this week.
It is tough. This is a tough one. This is a divisional matchup.
I'm going Eagles. I'm rooting for Eagles because I got Jalen Hurts cards. That's a little biased here, but
I hate both teams so bad. Like I am not a fan of the Cowboys at all. And I think the Eagles, honestly, suck. But their offense has looked better than I thought they would. So I'll go Eagles too. Oh, God, that's hard. That's hard to say.
That's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think they definitely cover the 4-point spread, and I'm going to go Eagles to win this game. I'm rooting for the Eagles because, again, my Jalen Hurts cards.
I think it's going to be like a field goal decision game for this. I think it's going to come down to the wire. It could be.
I can't wait.
This
is a game I'm looking forward to. This is a game I will watch from start to finish because I'm invested, right? I'm invested in my sports. If he has a blow up game, Hurts, I can go sell my cards. That
Hurts is the only reason to watch this game. Both teams just bore me.
All right, fair enough. So you're going. If you had to choose,
oh God, man,
pick one. I'm going Eagles. Like I said, you gotta make a decision, an executive decision.
Eagles
to win. There you go. Back in the green. You got green on. You're back in the green.
Oh God, it makes me sick.
All right, guys. So there you have it. Full preview here. And is there anything in the news and notes that we need to have? Hold on.
Jamie Collins.
There you go. You got your music segment here.
This week on the breaking news segment.
All right. Well, let me get the laugh track in. There you go. All right.
Jamie Collins did not report today to the Detroit Lions facility. They're exploring trade options for him, and the Patriots are expected to be wanting a reunion. At least that's like one of the rumors, so we'll see about that. I don't know. They're probably just realizing they need a lot more draft stock if they want to compete. The Giants' offensive line took another big hit. Shane, how do you pronounce his last name? Lemio?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
If he's not fantasy relevant, I probably don't know who he is.
Well, he had surgery. He's going to miss the remainder of the 2021 season. So, and besides the Tua and the Justin Fields news, that's kind of all I got for you this week.
We cover all the news as we go, but let me tell you something. Here's an interesting fact about another guy I hold a sports card of, Justin Herbert. Did you know he has thrown for more than 330 yards in each of his first 2 games of 2021 and has a 70.5 completion percentage, ranks third amongst the 12th quarterbacks with more than 70 pass attempts this year. So he's still basically, if you get nothing out of that, he throws for 330 yards quite often, or 300 plus. He throws a lot.
He does.
Yeah.
With Keenan Allen, man.
2 games over 300, more than 330 yards in
But
first.
he just hasn't looked near as sharp.
No, it's just the picks. He had a couple of picks in there and stuff like that. I don't know, man. You just got to just sharpen. He's just kind of honing in.
It's hard for me. I got Stafford on the bench. He's not been playing bad. It's hard for me. Like, Herbert, you got to play well this week, man. Otherwise, I might have to look into starting Stafford.
All right, guys. That wraps up the NFL Week 3 preview. Make sure you guys subscribe, follow Tanner, and again, download the DraftKings app. Use promo code FFLion. Tanner, thanks for being here, man.
Yes, thank you so much, Joe. I had a lot of fun.
All right, guys. Subscribe. We're out.